Stephen A. Smith goes on The View. He says that white men don't love their mothers or women, and that's why they didn't vote for Kamala Harris. He's an absolute disgrace. Let's jump into the video.
How you want to speak?
No.
Sorry.
Sure.
Because Howard Stern says that he wasn't confident that the country was ready to elect the first female president because he knows, quote, how men talk behind closed doors about us. So we're very privileged to have a great guy here today.
Yeah.
Tell what do men say about us behind
Well,
closed
first of all,
Yeah. Say it to our faces. Yeah. Do tell.
I don't hide, so no worries there. Here's the deal. I respectfully disagree with Howard Stern, only from the standpoint that I wish he had been more specific. Why don't you say white men? Because let me tell you something about black men. We love our mamas.
I know that.
We love.
So this piece of garbage just insinuated that white men don't love their mothers or women, and he's saying that he speaks for all black men. So there's no black men that have killed their mom, sister, lover, girlfriend. There's no black men that have created children and took off and hit the road and left a mom behind. Is that love, Stephen A. Smith? I'm just curious. When you say racist things, I get to ask you legitimate questions. So this moron thinks that Howard Stern speaks for all white men, and the Lord and the King and the God, Stephen A. Smith, speaks for all black men. And according to Stephen A. Smith, every black man loves their mom. Really? Because I'd bet differently. I'd say there's a small percentage that don't love any women, just like every other race of men who, in every race, we have men that despise women. But this is what you get with Stephen A. Smith. He's a racist, arrogant piece of garbage.
And we revere black women. And when we're trifling, we know it's us. It's not them.
Right, yeah.
You understand?
Here's another legitimate question. We revere black women. Well, what about all the rappers talking about I'll slap or be this and be that? Is that revering a woman? Huh, Stephen A.? I get to ask these questions when you say racist things. These are legitimate questions. He's saying he speaks for all black men. I get to ask these things.
So when he's saying that, okay, well, then let's talk about white men. We have a white power structure that still exists in this country today. I understand the white populace in this country was over 85% at one time. It's now dipped to about 57.4%.
Yep.
The white power structure is still in place. So when we talk about misogyny, when we talk...
According to Stephen A. Smith, you can't have white power structure. You can't have white politicians. I mean, that's the worst thing ever. Kamala Harris was VP for the last 4 years. She did absolutely nothing. She was running against Donald Trump, a Caucasianoid male who's already been president of the United States. 4 years under Donald Trump was some of the best 4 years this country's ever had. And under Kamala Harris, a woman of color, because Candace Owens says she's really not black, that she identifies as Indian and Irish, of all things, are some of the worst 4 years this country's ever had. So, according to Stephen A. Smith, if you're a person of color, you should automatically vote for Kamala and not a white person who's going to give you a better life. Garbage. Stephen A. Smith is a racist piece of garbage and one of the biggest reasons that ESPN's ratings are in the toilet.
Talk about chauvinism, when we talk about women not necessarily being empowered, well, who's in a position of power to surrender some of that power? It's white men. So I think that when Howard Stern was talking, I can't speak to what white men are thinking. I can tell you this much. Black men, we revere women.
Yeah.
We don't have any...
Oh, here we go. He's saying he speaks for all black men, and all black men revere women. I'm just going to leave it at that. Sure, Stephen A. Smith. So every black man loves women. Every black man. So black men that were serial killers and killed multiple women, black men that have had children and said goodbye, never took care of them, black men that make rap songs about B's and H's, that's all love, right? Every race has men that don't like women. Every race. So to say every black man loves women, all women, is a complete lie, just like his whole career.
Any problem looking at a woman as a leader.
Right.
I can tell you that.
Mr. Godley here.
Exactly.
Next question.
Yeah, there you have it. Stephen A. Smith, another racist piece of garbage that gets to say whatever he wants with no consequences. He's one of the reasons, the biggest reasons, ESPN's ratings are in the toilet. Him and Ryan Clark, they graduated the same kindergarten together.